Psychedelic flow, I'm the dope and the antidote. Laid down the street from the package store. Don't you know? Going back to folk, in and out, moving lateral. Tools like mechanics, take you.
This is Talk to Me Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and today's featured guest is Jessica, author, writer, and her book is named In Love with a Doughboy. Again, I appreciate you coming on Talk to Me Podcast. What's up?
Nothing. Thank you for having me, Chris. I appreciate it being here with you, talking about In Love with a Doughboy.
So I'm gonna dig first into the book. Like, what made you start to write this book, In Love with a Doughboy?
Okay, so what made me write the book? What made me write the book is I always kind of wrote or whatever, because that's just what I do. During the day I'm a teacher, but that's like my therapy. So I had started writing and then I stopped. And then as I was going through things and experiencing things with my significant other who is in the book, I was like, I gotta write it down. And then also when we went to church, he went to jail. At some point in the book, you'll read about it if you get it. In Love with a Doughboy, it's on iBooks. But if you read about it, he went to jail for fighting me. And so when we got out, or he got out, because it felt like I was doing time with him. When he got out for those couple of months or whatever, we started going to church, thinking we was going to get our life in order. And this prophet came up to us, and he told him, he was like, "Sir, can I pray for you?" And he told him, "You're going to preach to men in jail, and ma'am, you're going to write a best-selling book." So then that was my confirmation. I gotta finish writing this book. But it still took me some time, because I really didn't finish it till last year, 2018.
Yeah, so you say fighting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Domestic violence.
Yes.
So how many times that went on?
Oh, frequently. That was all the time. Yeah.
Wow. So I definitely got to read your book then. I actually wanted to get the book before you came on, because I would have had probably trillions of questions if I would have had the book. But it's cool. I'm still read the book, and if I can always call you and ask you. But you say when you wrote the book, of course, you talked to him about writing the book, right?
Right.
So has this situation changed since?
His situation has not changed. Of course, he wasn't happy about me writing the book. He's still upset. Our conversations and our communication is real limited now, and even more so since the book came out. Because it's I kind of put our life out there. But I had to let him know, it's not just about you. It's about me. This is how I'm healing, and I'm expressing to other people what goes on and how not to make the same mistakes that I made. Yeah. And I was hoping, honestly, what took me so long to write the book is I kind of wanted my story to end differently. I wanted us to get our stuff together and live happily ever after, and that didn't happen. So, even when I came out with the book, a couple weeks before I released it, we had a long conversation, which was something we hadn't done in a long time. And I was explaining to him, we could help people with what we going through, because it's lots of people who go through, the type of thing. A lot of people are drug dealers, unfortunately. A lot of people have domestic violence in some way or form. So I was we could help people by, telling our story, but he wasn't for that.
That's crazy. Well, everybody got their own thing. But the thing about the book you write, I think it's a lot of women who went through the same thing. I think I didn't met several women that said they dated a drug dealer, and the ones I didn't met, they was over it. I can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it's a young thing. I think back when I was coming up, even though I'm not that old, but it was more the drug dealers I saw when I was coming up. It was more of guys that was doing shit for the community.
Right.
They was involved. My grandmother actually was cooking for a couple of the guys, but when they saw my grandmother come up the street, it was respect. Their parents wasn't saying, it wasn't, cursing. It was real respectful. You know what I'm saying? So now it's totally different.
Yeah. I think now it's kind of a fad. Like you said, it's kind of a young thing. In my circumstance, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the women that I found that were attracted to my significant other, because that just comes with the territory. There's going to be other women. A lot of cheating goes on. So a lot of the women were younger. But with me, our situation was different because we went back to childhood. We started dating when I was 16 and he was 18. So my mind frame was a little different. Everybody was like, girl, you're going to get all the red bottoms. You're going to have all the purses. It wasn't nothing like that. This man was selfish. He had the red bottoms, but I didn't have them. So it was a little different. I was hoping like I'm gonna get them together. We're gonna change, But that's not what it was or whatever. But eventually you do get tired of that because, like I say, it's always gonna be some women. It's gonna be late nights. It's always something. Just a whole bunch of drama.
But this is your kid's father, though, right?
This is my son's father. Yeah.
So you got 2 kids, right?
2 children. Yeah.
You got 2 separate fathers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how working out with the other father?
I mean, my daughter's dad, he loves her or whatever. But he's not necessarily doing what it is that he's supposed to do. But I know he's a little bit more respectful or whatever. Yeah. Of course they all want another chance. But like once you blow it with me, I'ma love you. But when I'm done, I'm done. And when you don't do for your kid, I can't rock with you.
So when you decided to write this book, like what just made you just stop and say I'm about to write a book? Because like a lot of people, I even said I wanted to write a book, but I didn't think not once to even start writing, you know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot just to sit down and actually say I'm going to do it and follow through with it.
So what really made me write it was, one, the profit. I had already started writing it, but then I stopped because I wanted it, to get better between us. I wanted the story to end like fairy tale-ish. But then I just kept getting confirmations. For example, I went to the gym, right? I went to the gym, and when I came out of the gym on the counter in the locker room, it was a lady, and she had the same last name as me, but a different spelling, because in Louisiana people spell our last name different. And her story was almost identical. It said the greatest love story ever. And she was like in her 50s or 60s. Her name was Charlotte Jolivette, I think. Something with a C. And she talked about how her husband almost killed her and how they met when they was teenagers. And so I was like, that's 2. I believe in things. I'm real spiritual, so I believe things come in 3. So that was the second thing that came to me. And then I had one more situation, and I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. And, my friends, I had 2 of my close friends, my mom, they were like, go ahead and do it. And I would stop because when you're writing, it's hard because you reliving that situation. And this is like my real life. Nothing in the story is changed or different besides the people's names. So my friend Ashley, my good friend Bo, my mom, they was like, if you're going to tell it, you got to tell it all. So I set a deadline. I was like, okay, my birthday is in November. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a book release / birthday party. And that's what I did. So I finished it last March, and then I began editing it, and then I made sure to be done by October so I can get it printed, and it was done in November. But even since then, like I said, I had to keep editing because just going back through the story, it's tough to read that over and over again. Because when you are in an abusive situation, in all forms, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, like you constantly reliving that. You don't get over it like that. You got to keep working at it day by day. And then, we still have a son together, and he a fresh 3 years old.
Damn. So how long it took you to write the book?
In total, like 5 years.
5 years? Okay, well, I was about to ask you, but I got a question to go with it. So in between them 5 years, did you have I'm pretty sure you have a give up point when you was about to say, no, I don't want to write it. Did you ever decide to give it up, just stop it?
I did. Like I said, I kept stopping. And the reason I kept stopping, it was one, I wanted the story to end differently. And I knew the what it would cause if I actually wrote it. You know what I'm saying? In the book, I tried to tell the truth about me, what I did, because I wasn't perfect. And I told the truth about this person. And when people read it, they be like, homeboy, a monster. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that would stop us from ever being able to really, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. People don't want their business out there like that. But again, I had to be selfish in that moment because I had been unselfish for 5 years. So I had to be selfish in that moment and just say, this is what's going to help me. Because that's what I do. I've been taught in like 7th grade, you having a problem, right? You happy, right? And so I just had to do it.
Damn, that sucks. So I actually get what you're saying. So basically, you really was trying to have a fairy tale ending, meaning like he probably would change and y'all got married and, he changed his, I think he wanted to the good side of the book to be good. Yeah, so after 5 years, you probably really like it's not gonna happen.
I just had to come to that realization that sometimes still, I'm human, so I'll be like, dang, I just wish she would just really get it together. But now I know like it's been so long, it's not gonna happen. Somebody been in the game for that long, like this is his career. He's been doing this for almost 20 years, and with the money, the women, all that he's being afforded, it seems like a good thing. So at this point, you keep getting away with it. It feels like you're invincible, so you're gonna keep doing it. So I know that's not conducive to me and my children and what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you like selling drugs, you're not just hurting that person. You hurting a family. You're not hurting our family alone. You hurting other people's family. The people that you serve or whatever, they have daughters, they have sons, they have a wife. So it's just not gonna be that fairy tale.
So you never thought about going back trying to work it out?
Oh yeah, several times. Not so much recently. Like no, it's just
she say no.
No, not so much. I do have my moments. Like I said, my daughter. He was around my daughter because, like I said, we dated in high school, and then we came back together like 10 years later exactly. And so my daughter was 2. His children were young, and so I still see them as my stepchildren. So sometimes I wish that, but in my mind I know it ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
No.
That's tough. That is tough. So tell me this: how is the book sales doing? Like how have you been marketing the book?
I decided to self-publish it because, like I said, I set a deadline, and I was like, this is the day that I'm going to have the book out. So I sell it online, iBooks. I do iBooks, and I publish it. I sell it in person. I mail them, all that. I go to events, things like that, word of mouth. I post it on social media. So far, I've sold about 200 copies since November. So I'm pleased with that. But, I'm starting to kind of, the more I speak to people and the more I go to events, it makes me want to push it a little bit more because I realize that I'm helping other people. Yeah. And in turn, me helping them, it helps me as well because it's like, I know I'm doing the right thing because, like you said, you do in the back of your mind be like, I wish my family would work. But I know if it ain't right, it ain't right. Yeah. So when I'm talking to these other people, because it's not just women, it's men too. So when I'm talking to them and they telling me that what they went through, it's like it helps you build a community and it helps you be like stronger. So I'm really trying to push it now because a lot of people, they don't want to discuss that because the book is raw. It's cussing, it's sex, it's all that. But like I said, if I was going to tell a story, I really wanted to tell it for what it is. So I pride myself on being like honest and like upfront. So I let it all hang out. Yeah. And everybody's not bold enough to do that. But I wanted to kind of be the one to speak up for everybody. Because people be like, well, why? Well, you told everything. My auntie was like, you've been through more stuff than people that's 60 been through. And it's true. But I feel like lucky that I actually made it through that. Because some of the other women that my son's dad was, mixed up with, they didn't come out like I did. So I feel like I got a purpose to, speak and tell that truth. Like, you can get out of there. Because some people get stuck. They end up in jail. They end up dead, the whole nine.
That's bad. That's bad. So, y'all, this is Talk to Me Podcast. If y'all just tuning in, this is Jessica Jolivette. Jolivette, I said it right? Yeah. Well, this is Jessica Jolivette. I've been trying to pronounce her name, last name the whole time, because I like saying people's last name right. But anyway, if y'all just tuning in, she just got her book, In Love with a Doughboy. If y'all ever been abused or even dated a drug dealer, drop a comment. And if y'all been abused, drop a comment, which that's not a good thing. Domestic violence is not a good thing. But for some people don't believe it, women abuse men too. Whether you believe it or not, everybody like, oh, when a guy get his ass beat, everybody be like, oh no, I can't believe this. But you got to realize some guys do not hit women. So when a woman hit them, they're raised not to put their hands on them, so they gonna take it. Which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Until one day he click and smack the shit out of him, and then all of a sudden it's a domestic violence charge for him. But at the same time, women will bait men to hit them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, for some reason, when y'all get mad, y'all be, hit me, motherfucker, hit me, I dare you. But when it hits you, you be like, oh, you hit me. So I don't know what to call that, but everybody, that happens with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman. The best way to make a motherfucking woman mad, I'm going to tell you this is an easy secret. The easiest way to piss a woman off is when she get upset and she trying to do that, walk away.
Oh, you're not
That's
lying.
The easiest. Walk away is just so easy because they mad.
In that moment, it make you mad, but it's actually better. Because let me just keep it real, because I don't like to paint it to where it was like, oh, it was just him. So like the first 2 years, when we got back together as adults, because we, like I said, we dated when we were 16 and 18. So when I came back in contact with him, I was 26 and he was getting ready to be 28. First 2 years, I was like, I'm going to try something different. Yeah. And I talked about that in the book. I was like, I'm going to try something different. Black men are always saying, like, black women got too much mouth. They talk too much. So I was like, I'm going to sit back and chill. So when he would do things that was disrespectful, it's like my friends was even getting mad at me, like, girl, why you let him do you like that or whatever?
Yeah.
I didn't do that. But eventually it got to that point when it became physical between us. I still wasn't, doing anything. But eventually, I'm not going to lie, I was putting my hands on him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't good on his end or my end. And then it's like my daughter is seeing this. His daughters are seeing this. So, Yeah,
it's all that domestic violence, dating a drug dealer, all that can be bad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it all depends what type of drug dealer you date. Like, I know people that dated drug dealers. Like, some women say they were dating drug dealers. Some people was dating drug dealers, but they wasn't really drug dealers.
Right.
And, I know some chicks that tell me, I was messing with him, he was a big time. You be like, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because women get big time from drug dealers totally different.
Right.
Anybody can sing drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, usually the drug dealers I know that was drug dealers, mostly successful now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, it's like what your purpose is.
Right.
Because that's the ones who get caught is the ones who selling drugs to buy a new car.
Right.
Or stunt.
Yeah.
Or get goals. You know what I'm saying? Some people sell drugs and do real estate.
Right.
Sell started regularly, like Master P, Birdman, other people, they sell drugs. They had a purpose.
Somebody do something, legit.
Legit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can do it, but it's like, what are you doing? You trying to do it and get out, or you just trying to do it just to live in the moment?
I think some people, it all depends on your mindset. Some people are not built like that. Like my significant other in the book, he come from a line of that. His mother was, his father was, two of his brothers are. So that's what they do. So this is like, you get so caught up in it, you don't know like what else to do. Or you get a record and then it makes it more difficult for you to do it. So a lot of people ask me why did you stay with him so long? And I stayed with him for a couple of reasons. One, I was like Beyonce. Ain't no other woman gonna profit what I taught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I invested all this time, dealt with all these women, dealt with all this. If he's gonna be the best him, I'm gonna get that best version of him. That was one reason. Two, like I said, our family, we had built a family dynamic, and even though it wasn't just perfect, it was our family. And then, just plain and simple, I loved him. But I also saw in him something that other people didn't see. Yeah. I knew he was smart. You know what I'm saying? His mom was like, out of all of her children, he was the one that she thought was going to do something. And so I would ask him, why don't you take the money and do this? People who, they put up fences or they lay tile. Or why don't you become a contractor? Okay, y'all got a barbershop. Your mama got a barbershop. Why don't you, help your mama with the barbershop? But for some reason, it was like the easy money was more important than actually getting out. So when somebody is so convinced that they've gotten away with it for so long, you ain't trying to hear me. You know what I'm saying? You more concerned about what you are able to get. Like you said, the cars, the clothes, we eat Papados every day, drinking 3 Real Motions. So that becomes more important. But you can only continue to do that for so long. It sounds cliche. People say that all the time. Like, you're going to end up dead or in jail, but it's real, But again, you keep getting away case after case. They just keep doing it. And it's easy money. It's not hard work at all. All you got to do, most of the time, at a certain point, you just you just answering the phone. You're not standing on the block. And you're right about the girls or the women. They think big time is, oh, he got this or that. But it's definitely levels to drug dealing.
It's levels. And mostly guys, I know guys flaunt that. Oh, I do this, I hustle.
Yeah, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
A real person who really consider themselves, they're not going to tell a chick they hustle. They're going to tell them they got a legitimate business. Like,
right.
This is what I do. They're going to do as much as possible to not let her know that's not the life you live, right? Because at some type of day, they got niggas to go to your girl to get you.
Right.
If a nigga sitting that real weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's so much behind drug dealing. Like, because when you drug dealing, you can't be in that type of life because they got dudes out here that'll kill your girl for you just to get to you.
And that was something that my mom and my dad and my whole family, they was worried about. I have a cousin, I actually talk about him in the book. He was like, why don't you get you a blue collar nigga? And I was like, it was too late. I was like already in love with my son's dad. I was thinking we was going to rekindle what we had when we was kids or whatever. But I say all of that like to say, I don't know. People just have.
Yeah, you like what you like at the time. That's I think people go through that phrase for to learn their lesson. So that'd be the lesson you learn. Like what happens, you learn a lesson. This chicks got killed fucking with niggas, dope dealers. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I was saying. Like, so my mom and my dad, they was all like, you got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? It was one point, and that's why I'm very cautious about my son being with me. It was one point. He came out of the store, on the block where they all hustle at and stuff. And the car, it was a rental car, was shot up. You know what I'm saying? They thinking he in it. It's shot up. So I'm thinking like, wow, my mom and my dad, what they was trying to tell me was right. My son could have been in that car. Yeah. He could have been shot up like that. So anyway, in that particular circumstance, he asked me, he said, hey, I got to go get these niggas. Can I borrow your car? So, just being dumb and in love, I let him have the car. Mm. But then later I thought about it. If he went and did something, they see the car and they thinking he in it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in it, then I'm going to get got. You know what I'm saying? We live together. They can come get him at the house, so you always looking over your shoulder. I'll tell you this, I'm not the same. I don't sit. Yeah. When I go to the restaurants, I don't sit with my back towards the door. I'm watching, I'm peeping the scene. When I'm pulling up to the gas station, I'm looking. When I'm letting my garage down, all from that, because it's like tough out there. It's going like not just the women were selling drugs, not just the jail, the lawyer fees, all that. You gotta watch your back all the time. And
we live in the life hell yeah.
Yeah.
It changed everything, and for him to even take your car, put you in that harm's way, that's bad.
Yeah, but that also shows a line of respect. So, I hear people, they talk to me and they like, you don't bring that to your home or whatever. And another thing is, it wasn't like I condone what he was doing, because I didn't. I'm a teacher. So I'm building the community up, and you low-key tearing the community that we lived in down. But always in the back of my head, I was hoping that he would go that legit route, or he would do, because you make so much money, like you said, you can start a business, but it all depends on your mindset. And people sell drugs, just like the women are attracted to them for different reasons, the men sell drugs for a different reason, because they want an image or they trying to get out of it. And like Jay-Z says, the whole goal is about getting out, not staying in. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody is not wise enough to have that mind frame.
Nah, not at all. It's a whole nother level now. Yeah. Totally different now. So I don't like drug dealers. Never. I ain't think crossed my mind once. Coming from where I come,
and that's common.
That's
where you come from.
Yeah, that's easy. I know niggas sell drugs, and most of them do I know dead. Literally, and it wasn't even big time. It was over like bullshit, like ounces, nigga down over ounces and shit. Like what? What? It wasn't even big time. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna sell drugs. For me, I wouldn't sell drugs to sell to nickel and dime. If I gotta move weight. Mm-hmm. It gotta be. If I'm gonna take a risk, you taking a risk for your life. Right. It needs to be a big reward. Right. I can't do a small reward for my life. You know what I'm saying? Like so, because you get caught with heroin or cocaine, whatever, you don't get the same time you get with either one. So either way it goes, you know what I'm saying? You have better opportunity getting caught with a lot of weight, it can afford a better lawyer. Caught with a little weight, it can't afford, you gotta use the damn the lawyer they gave you, what they call them people?
The court-appointed lawyer.
Court-appointed lawyer. Like, how you selling drugs to the court-appointed lawyer?
Them court-appointed lawyers.
They with the prosecutors.
Let me tell you. So, like I said, my son's dad, at one point, he was facing 25 years in jail for fighting me because of his previous, history, his criminal history, because of not just the selling the drugs, but he had also abused a family member before. So it was 25 years that he was facing, 5 to 25 or 2 to 25, something like that. So him, like I said, I didn't get none of the red bottoms, the purses, none of that. He spent money on him, but not on others. He was selfish with it. So he didn't want to originally spend money on the lawyer.
Gotcha. So
he got a court appointed. The bond was set at $80,000. And for people who are not familiar with it, this world was new to me when, I got with him and we were serious as adults. An $80,000 bond equates to, you got to pay $8,000 to get out of jail. You got to pay 10%.
Yeah. So,
he had it, but he didn't want to spend it. So he had the court appointed. So after about a month of being in there, at this time, his family, they gotten in my head. They like, how could you, I don't care if he hit you or not. You ain't supposed to send him to jail. And then I was feeling guilty. Like, dang, he gonna serve 25 years because of this one situation with me. That's what I was thinking in my head at that time. Because, a lot of times when people get in jail, they turn into the nice, sweet person in jail. I was wrong. I call it jail jabber. So that's kind of where I was at. And I was like, I got to get him out. So I was talking to lawyers and all that for him. I spent like $1,300 on phone calls so he could call me and just basically BS me the whole time because all he really wanted to do was get home and get out. So anyway, the court appointed. One day I was like, can you ask the judge, because you continuously going to court. You know how they stall. Yeah. So I'm like, he said, ask her when we go to court, ask her if she can give me a bond. Because at first he had no bond at all. The lady was like, hey, if he can get a bond, and it's going to be $100,000 bond if he get one. She was like, if he can get a bond, he can pay me. And if he can pay me, he should have a court-appointed lawyer. And she told me, sit down. And then that's when I realized this is his lawyer. She's supposed to be representing him. His life is in her hands. And she yelling at me, telling me to sit down. She don't care nothing about him. So at that point, we knew we had to get an independent lawyer, so someone to help him out. And sure enough, the next week he did get the $80,000 bond. So she was right, but I saw the justice system from the point she wasn't looking out for him. She was like, if you got the money, you need to be giving it to me.
Yeah, my partner Josie can answer any of no questions. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be in that situation,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Nobody should have to go through that situation.
You going back. Nobody wants to go through that. It's just too much of like a headache on both ends. And that's going to be constant. Yeah. If you with a drug dealer, you're going to constantly have run-ins like that.
So people want to know where they can find your book at.
So my book is on iBooks. And it's I have it on my Facebook, my Instagram. I have an Instagram page for the book. It's In Love with a _ Doughboy, and it's also on Facebook, In Love with the Doughboy. You can email me. I mail them out. I post events that I'm going to be at, and that's the way you get the book.
Okay, if y'all just paying attention, again, this is Jessica Jolivette. Jessica Jolivette. She's on. I'm gonna get that last name right before the show over. It's called In Love with a Doughboy. Of course, we want to dig into her personal life. Of course, she wrote a book, but what else goes on in your day-to-day life besides the regular day?
And for me now?
For you now, yeah.
A regular day for me now, like I said, I'm a teacher. Well, actually, I'm a literacy.
It's summer school now.
Summer school. No summer school. I need a break from the kids. The kids at the school I teach at are rough. So I need a break. So basically, I just spend my time, relaxing. You got to get your mind right when dealing. I teach middle school. Yeah. So you got to get your mind right dealing with that. I like to plan events and do things like that. Like right now, I'm planning my family reunion. It's in 2 weeks. I help my good friend and college roommate with her nonprofit. I do things like that. And then I go to events to speak about the book. And also I'm getting ready to start going to a couple of women's shelters and speaking to them about abuse. Because that's the main thing that I want to get my point across. Because it's not okay. And I think a lot of times us as blacks, we don't pay attention to mental health, and we don't, we just like, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until he went to jail that I realized, like, I'm getting abused. Like, it was like 17 different things on this sheet. Anytime that there's children involved, when there's domestic violence, CPS automatically gets involved.
Yeah, they do.
So I had to go to the family law, something like that, downtown. And so you have to speak to the somebody there, I don't know what you call them, a representative there. And the lady, she gave me a list of 17 signs of abuse. And I realized, like, out of the 17, 16 of them were happening to me. So I don't want to say that I was perfect, but I know that's not okay. And so if I can help somebody, because I always was the girl that was like, that ain't gonna happen to me. I'm not gonna, that's not gonna be me. I ain't putting up with that. I realized it kind of humbles me. Yeah. So, I need to share this or whatever. Because a lot of times on Facebook, on social media, we like to, portray everything positive. Like, some people was like, I had no idea that was going on with you.
Yeah.
So that's my main focus. Not just for me and my healing, but to share with other people. Like what it looks like, how you can get out. Because there was moments where I was like in a dark place. I remember calling my dad one night. I was like, me and my dad real close. And I was like literally balled up like a baby, just crying because of all of the things that I was going through. And, suicide is real. That lady just jumped to her death the other day with her kids in the car. I forget what state it was in. It was on the news. She had like 3 kids in the car and she jumps. And it's like suicide is real, but it's all about helping each other,
It's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's real tough. Suicide is bad.
Yeah.
So for moving forward, for just like another relationship, how would you, all the stuff move forward is now, like?
I think it's kind of difficult for me. I was kind of telling you earlier, mixtapes or whatever. That's what I call them, mixtapes. I'm very like cautious of who I give and who I spend time with because of that. Like I said, and when you go through something like that, it's a healing process. It takes time. You don't just get over it. But I'm appreciative of going through that because now I know the signs. I know when you run a game. I kind of feel like my feelings have kind of cut off a little bit. I'm not as naive anymore. So I'm definitely more cautious. And then sometimes when we become adults, we don't want to listen to what our parents say, but sometimes they know. They've been there. So my dad always says, like, if a man wants you, you gonna know that man wants you. So if you're not showing me those things, if you can't bring to the table what I'm bringing, or at least match me, or I see that you're on that path, you can kick rocks, buddy. Because I just don't have time for you. You gotta be respectful. Like, you gotta go to church. All of those things.
So have you been in a relationship since?
I tried.
You tried?
I tried.
So that didn't work.
That didn't work out. He was a good dude. He was really nice. Some people find it funny because I'm really blunt. Like, if you really know me, I'm blunt. I like make jokes and all that kind of stuff. He wasn't that smart. So
what do you mean by not smart?
He would just say things that I was like, oh yeah,
Oh, okay. He intelligent, basically.
Yeah, he was lacking a little bit in the intelligence department.
So basically, what do you like in a man is somebody to be smart. That's the main thing on the list.
I didn't know that wasn't important to me, but yes, I think I feel some people might be saying I ask for too much, but I feel I'm simple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm gonna just tell you the qualities that I look for. One, you gotta work. Okay. I can't stand no bum that don't work. You gotta work. You gotta go to church. You gotta be family oriented. Okay. I'm Creole, so we all.
That's easy though.
That's easy. It's easy. You gotta be personable. You gotta like to laugh. I ain't fit for no reason. You gotta like to eat. And music. I love music. Okay. And you gotta be good with my kids. I be kind of scared to bring them around my mama because my mama be quick to nope.
And mama no.
Yes, she do. And I talk about that in the book because in the very beginning, when I got back with my son's dad, one night he had called me to hang out, And at this time I was still trying to cover up the fact that, he sold drugs. And she was like, why he calling you out at like 9 o'clock at night? A man that really want to date you he ain't gonna wait till 9 o'clock to take you out. And she was like, you a booty call. And I was like, she tripping. But she was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, 9 o'clock is not booty call hours, though.
It's not booty call hours, but to just be meeting me and starting the day with me, that, yeah.
Nah.
All I was going to do was hang on the block. Really, she ain't know that. Mama was hanging on the block. So
that's what she was doing? So how old are you when you were doing that?
I was 26. I was 26 when he was 27.
So how old are you now?
32.
Okay, so this is a while ago.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did all of that. Riding the car with him. All that kind of stuff.
Why drugs on him?
Drugs on him. At one point in the book, I discussed we got pulled over, and I hid the drugs on him. I didn't have to, but I was trying to be like ride or die.
Well, I think a lot of women was in that position before.
Mm-hmm,
but it's
not smart because I realized he wasn't gonna do the same thing for me, and then who was gonna take care of my daughter? I got my parents, but ain't nobody gonna raise my daughter because at the time I didn't have my son. Wasn't nobody gonna raise her like I was gonna raise her, so that was stupid. But yeah. I hit them. They searched. It was Valentine's Day. They pulled us over. It was still cold outside. Pulled us over in the middle of the freeway. You know how they had a median in the middle of the freeway? And they must have followed us because they searched the car up and down. And they tried to separate us and put us on two different ends of the car so we couldn't communicate with each other. But he didn't even tell me. It wasn't his fault that time. He didn't even tell me. I just did it. Because at that time, I just believed in him. And I was like, I don't want him to go down. But to him, when we got away, it was like a victory to him.
So they didn't find nothing?
No.
Yeah.
Because I hit it well.
That's
yeah.
That's tough. That's a lot. But, a lot of people do anything for love, You do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you got to be careful, though. Love is blind.
Oh, it's definitely blind. It's definitely blind in both ways. Yeah. So if y'all just tuning in again, this is Jessica Jolivette.
Jolivette. Yes.
I'm just saying Jessica. I'm not calling your last name no more. Jessica Jolivette.
Yes.
So this is Jessica Jolivette. I need y'all to do me a favor if y'all got time. Her book is on sale. Actually, what's the name? Her book is on sale right now. You can get it on. Where else you get it besides Apple?
iBooks. I just sell them in person.
Well, if you're in Houston, she'll come deliver them to you. So
I deliver them. I mail them. I mail them to California. I mail them to Washington. All that. I do all that.
So the good thing about being independent is like when usually a lot of people start independent, then they sign with somebody, and then they go out, worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they get a percentage, but. Being worldwide is always a good thing.
Right.
Independent is straight your money until you get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's and it's good to market yourself.
Right.
Like
I enjoy it because it's like I have the autonomy to do whatever I want to do with it. If it grew to that, I'm okay with that. If the money is right, because I put my whole life in the story. You know what I'm saying? So even though my son's dad, he's kind of embarrassed about it. Sometimes I'm embarrassed about it too, because especially when the older people, they ask me about the book or they want about a book, I have to give them a disclosure, ma'am, this is in there. So like I said, it's embarrassing sometimes for me too, but at the end of the day, I know it's a bigger purpose. So if it grows to that, I'm definitely fine with it. But I like having the ability to do what I want with the book.
Yeah. So where you see 32? So where you see yourself in 3 years? Like, was this book just a book you want to get off your chest and like I'm done with book writing, or this is something that you plan on going forward with?
I really wasn't even thinking like that. Like I said, I was thinking of healing. I was thinking of telling the truth about my truth. And then also, like when I finished it, my son had like just turned 1 or 2 or something like that. He's 3 now. And I was like, when he gets older, I can see that our situation is not going to work out the best. Yeah, I want him to know, like, Mama tried. I did what I could. This is why I did. I don't want you to be upset. Here, sit down and read this book when you're old enough to find out what happened between me and your dad. But now, as I go and I promote the book in different locations and spots and things like that, it's kind of like I do things on the spur of the moment. Like if in the middle of the night, like God will speak to me and I'll do it. So I already feel like another book is going to come. And so I actually need to sit down and write because I got to something I want to write about already right now, I need to sit down and like type it up or whatever. And then when it comes to me, it comes. But I definitely don't think this is gonna be my last book.
Well, yeah, if you can do this, it takes a lot like patience to do a book. Because a lot of people write books, but they don't go through with it. Because there's a lot you got to do. That's why I was like, I told you I thought about writing a book, and I was like, man, it's too much. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I've been meeting a lot of authors lately, and I'm proud of that. I've been meeting a lot of independent authors as I go out and promote. Actually, I'm doing a women's conference on June 29th, next Saturday at the Acres Home Community Center. And my mother in Christ, she wrote a book also. And so I just say, set you a deadline, set aside a certain amount of time, and then just write or whatever. Yeah. Because you never know how it's going to be received. So that's what I did. I said, okay, every week I'm going to write this amount, or I'm going to write this chapter, and then until it was finished. Yeah. When you set a deadline for things, it makes it more easier for you to be able to achieve them.
That's true. I need to start setting deadlines for a lot of shit. Like, period. Like, not just a book, just in life.
Get you a planner.
Ain't nothing wrong with having deadlines. I'm talking about women have deadlines for all type of different things. Deadline on you niggas. If y'all ain't doing y'all shit right, they got a deadline on you. So you can have a deadline on them. Ain't nothing wrong with having a deadline on a woman.
Yes.
Or a man.
Yes.
I'm going to say both, but it's not nothing wrong with that because it's only a certain amount of things we're going to put up with. Mm-hmm. And I think at my age, my attention span is short. I kind of know what I want, and I'm blunt. I can be honest with the person I'm talking to.
And you should be.
So, like, when you go out, for example, you see a woman, you're going to look at her, right? Mm-hmm. Just like you look at a guy. Mm-hmm. And usually a woman that, he's handsome, he's cute, or the woman, you see her, she's fine. She's cute, but you want to know, okay, like, what she's about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can ask a few questions right there, you'll be turned off. Like, okay. All right. It'll change you. Yeah. But if you're interested, go. Like, there's one time I met a female and was out. We're in a crowd, right? So I'm at Davenport's. So there's a crowd of people. So I grabbed her hand and she looked.
You were smooth with it.
I was smart. I grabbed her hand. She looked. And she looked at me. I was like, hey, how you doing? And her girl was like, hey, I'm about to go. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you coming or what? So she looked at the girl. I was like, well, I want to get you a drink, unless you're in a rush. Mm-hmm. And she was like, girl, I'll catch up with you. And at that point, she's attracted, right? She's attracted to you because she would have been like, that's an excuse. Yeah, she had to go out. Right. She got to go, you know what I'm saying? But she chose to stay. And, we wound up chilling and just talking, you know what I'm saying? So that's some guys don't know the cue.
Right.
I know so many cues, like when a girl don't want to be bothered. That's how come I may even overthink too much and my chick probably won't be bothered and she just being hard on me. And I'm so quick to be like, I'm not about to, like, my patience shuts. All right. If I stop and be like, hey, what's up? And she look at you like, oh, what's up? All right, I'm good.
Right.
I'm not going to, if you don't acknowledge me when I say, hey, how you doing? I'm not going to go no further.
Right.
I'm not going to keep like, hey, you don't see me? I'm trying to holler. Like, I'm not, I see
dudes
be extra. No. And even when I buy a female a drink, I'm not
going to be out.
I'm going to get you a drink and be like, hey, nice to meet you, have a nice night. Or whatever. Mm-hmm. If it's man, we'll catch up. Like, we talking right there and there. Right. But I seen dudes buy a drink and be, what's up? Like, they ain't moving. Mm-hmm. Like, I paid for you for the night.
Not attractive.
that's a no-go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be like, nah, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, with me, it's a little different because I don't go out much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like sometimes I go out. I was at my friend's party the other week.
You was at the address?
Yeah, it's at the address. Like, it's like I gotta go because that's my dog. But I was like, I wish I was at home, chilling. That's just not my thing. Never has been. Matter of fact, when we was in college, Ashley used to have to make me go out. But that's not attractive. I know that. And like you said, you gotta know what you want and not waste time with it. Yeah. Like some dude was not too long ago. I think that was like in March. He told me, I got a job. I'm an engineer. I'm doing this and this and that. So I'm like going down my checklist because remember I said you gotta have a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, a few days later, he was like, yeah, I got fired. Red flag, I ain't finna take care of you. Yeah. I got to go. And you could call that mean, but it's like, at this point, I'm in my 30s. And I feel like this. I'm okay. Like, a lot of women, they strive to, like, get married and have this big wedding. To me, that don't mean nothing if the relationship ain't right. So that's I'm okay with that. Like if I never get married, I love somebody with my whole heart, and I'm completely fine with it. If God got somebody for me, I'm good. Yeah. But it's like when you get connected to God too, you'll know he not the one. And sometimes I'll be like, dang, God, I want him to be the one. But he be like, And so you gotta listen to that.
I heard a chick say that before.
Yeah. I pray about it. Like if I'm confused, because confusion is of the devil.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah, if I get any inkling, or if I feel like God is speaking to me, telling me that ain't it, I find my exit.
You do want to get married?
If that's what God wants, I'm cool with it. But I'm not dying to do that because I don't want to get divorced. Because with my son's father, I feel like I was married. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents were married 32 years together, 37 years or whatever. And I saw them get a divorce. So I don't want to waste my time with that. If it ain't my Lauren and Nip love.
Well, Lauren and Nip went through things.
They went through things.
So it's everybody. It's really about the love.
I just don't. Yeah, it's like really about the love, and it's about if they match you. Because everybody, you could love your son or daughter with all your heart, but you're going to have differences. But with me, like if we don't have those same morals and values, then it's no point in me even trying.
So you don't want no more kids either, right?
I do. I actually want another kid, so that's why I kind of have to get married. But we'll just see how it go. I just live day by day.
Well, you got to get out more, by the way.
I know.
Because it's in up your homebody.
I am kind of sort of. I like to shop and eat.
When you shop, you have to weigh your stuff to go out.
I guess I just went into the family events.
Well, that's cool. That's
like
cool.
I said, Creole people, we stick together. We always.
So what part of Louisiana you from?
My family. I was born here.
So you got the Creole in you.
Yes, my mom was born in Lafayette, and they from Lafayette, Grove Ridge. Her and my dad.
I know what that's at.
Yes, gonna eat real good in 2 weeks.
What you going home for?
The family reunion.
Oh, was it in July?
July 5th. July 5th.
Yeah, I'll be in New Orleans. You know.
No, I ain't going to New Orleans. I'm going to Lafayette.
Yeah, I'm going to see moms. So yeah, that's
right.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course, we're going to see that. Actually, Talk to Me podcast will be in Essence again. Said we was there in 2018, so again we're gonna be in Essence. Shout out to JT, shout out to Casey for getting us there. So we'll be there again this year. And now we're on Spotify. This is the day. Shout out to Spotify. You can actually listen to us on Spotify now, iTunes, YouTube, IG. You ain't got no excuses not to be listening to Talk to Me podcast. And of course, after tomorrow, you can listen to Jolivette.
Jolivette. He ain't never gonna get it right, y'all.
She's Jolivette to me.
Jessica J.
Jessica J. And I need y'all to do me a favor, y'all. If y'all not doing nothing, purchase the book. Y'all can either DM me on Instagram, Facebook. I got a phone number. She'll pull up at your door and drop a book off. You in Houston. How much these books right here?
$15 for the hard copies, and on iBooks it is $10.
Why somebody would be FaceTiming me while I'm doing my thing? But that's how I usually go. But anyway, you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
I guess I just want to thank my mom. And my friend Ashley, my friend Bo, for just making sure I just go through and follow through with my dreams. Thank you to my Mija for being my ride or die. That's not me. Everybody know my Mija. For being my ride or die. Ashley, thank you for keeping the kids, all that, and just everybody who supports me, my family, just taking me under their wing, and I just appreciate everybody. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm very humbled and appreciative.
And where can people find you on IG and look at the book?
IG. My personal IG is jmarie_it's me. And then again, let me make sure I'm telling y'all right. My IG for
You got an IG for the book too, right?
I got an IG for the book too. It's in love with _Doughboy. And it's on Facebook as well, In Love with the Doughboy. And also, you can email me if you would like me to speak. I go speak at different events and things like that. You can email me at, I'm going to give it to Chris, but speak.s.p.e.a.k organization 2018 at gmail.com. Speak is basically, it's called staying positive, encouraging all kinds. And I picked that, and that came to me because you can go through the worst of things and still find a way to be positive. Because I went through the mud and came out, and I'm still able to be positive. That doesn't mean that I don't have days when, I don't get frustrated. Yeah. But for the most part, I take what comes my way and try to learn something out of it. So speak, staying positive, encouraging all kinds.
Well, that's good that you speak at events too, right?
You're right.
I'm gonna remember that. That's a good thing to do. So in August, I'm putting together an anniversary for 2 years that the podcast been on. So I'm gonna try to have everybody from all the episodes come out and just have like their little table stuff, like you sell your books. I'm gonna have like different vendors. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna do that because I've been wanting to put that together. So I know I'm doing that. And I want to give a shout out to Casey, Jahira, Tanasia, LaJazz, Brittany, Mika Diamond, Anthony Hall, 92 KLZ, Media Block, GMT Radio, JT, Rochelle. All these people, they played a big part in the podcast. And my sponsor, Rochelle, who when I first started the podcast, she sponsored me a nice amount of money to get everything started.
Oh,
so
that's what's up.
Shout out to her. That's my sister-in-law. So shout out to her. And you'll be able to listen to Jessica tomorrow if y'all want on iTunes. If y'all missed it, Spotify. You actually gonna be the first person we have on Spotify.
That's good luck.
So that's really gonna be good. You'll be the first person.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's good. Oh, it's no problem at all. Of course, when you do something major, make sure you come back.
Oh,
every time you do something, you come back. And again, I appreciate you coming on. You can find me, Everybody Hates Chris, on IG, and our page is Talk to Me Podcast on IG. And who I want to shout out? I want to shout out to my brother and my mom. Their birthday was in June, so happy belated birthday and happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Oh yes, happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah, all the fathers, because y'all been real hard on our fathers lately. We were talking about that. They've been real hard on our fathers.
You know what? I have to say, I feel like fatherhood is coming back cool again.
It gotta be. I don't see why. Because today I watched the NBA draft. And everybody father was with them when them boys got drafted.
And that's a good look. Because
everybody father.
We get a lot of, people got a lot to say about black men and being fathers. So I'm proud of it. I know on Sunday I saw a lot of black fathers and my friends who are fathers doing good things. Yeah. And even I've made a post because my cousin's husbands, when my cousins married them or got with them, they helped me with my kids, so I'm appreciative of that. My uncles, all of that. I never feel like I'm alone. Even though I'm a single mother, I never feel like I'm alone. So I'm proud of y'all. Y'all out here making it look cool.
That's how it should be. Like all my friends, they're great fathers. So you look to the left, look to the right, you got somebody that you could actually lean on. That's a father.
Because parenting is tough. Let's take communication and I think like a lot of I saw some people posting like shout out to my women that's males happy Father's Day. No, don't do that. She a fucking mother. Yeah. That's it. She ain't fucking nobody. She ain't got no dick. She ain't doing that. She's a woman. Yeah. I don't like when people say happy Father's Day to the women who's been no. That's dead. She's a mother. And I don't understand why people say that because if she's single and she's raising 3 kids alone, okay, then she's a strong ass mother. She's still not a man. Right.
And everybody don't know this situation. They probably see her. She probably was crazy. And they probably left her ass. He probably just paid her child support and don't feel like being bothered with that. Mm-hmm. It's because if he don't come around, okay, that's what he got to answer to. But at the end of the day, that makes her just a stronger mother, and she's
I don't like to take away from the
I don't like people to do that, and I see a lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? But of course, mothers is always held to a high stature. I believe they are too because
about that at church on Sunday.
Yeah, mothers always gonna be held to a high stature.
Shout out to the Lighthouse.
Yeah, that's true because you got to carry a kid 9 months. After you carry 9 months, you got to have the baby, and then you got to get your body back to where it was.
Right.
You lose confidence. You fat. So
I'm still struggling.
And that's for the guy to pick that part up to you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And 90%, I ain't gonna say 9, I'm gonna say 65% of women that's about to have their baby is already single before they have their baby. I done met a lot of females that were just like telling me like 8 months, their baby 8 months. I'm like, well, I'm single. I was sitting there like, damn, 8 months?
Well, I don't want to put that on the man, but it's.
I'm not saying it's just the man, but I'm just meaning like, damn, that's.
Well, what I'm going to say is, that's why I'm appreciative of the men who are making it look cool. Because to be honest, there are some women that is crazy. Like I said, I was by far not perfect. If you're perfect, it's going down. But at the same time, there's some that just don't want the responsibility. Yeah. I feel like you eating every day. Some people smoking every day. How are you not taking care of your kids? But by strong men getting out there and, showing like it's cool, to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? That may encourage the other ones who are not stepping up to the plate to actually get out there and be a father to their kid.
You're right about that. That's definitely true. So again, shout out to my fathers and shout out to my mothers. 4th of July is coming up our next holiday. So I don't know what you're doing for the 4th, but I'm definitely gonna try out this clay on Thursday. This little pool party thing that Cindy's talking about.
Yeah, I heard about that clay.
Yeah,
I saw it on IG.
Yeah, it'd be real nice. So I'm gonna try it out
with the family. My cousin Josh, he always have his that's his birthday kind of around that time. So he always has a July 4th party. We've been doing that since I was a kid. Yeah. And now as adults, it's his turn. He does that, so I look forward to that. And then I'll be on I-10 the next day going to the family reunion. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head to New Orleans, but most of party. I do Thursday. I'll might as well be here. All my family is back in New Orleans now. Right. My sister moved back, so I just got my kids and my partners and my cousin. Shout out to Neo's Creole Cafe. If y'all ain't doing that, y'all always go check that restaurant out.
Oh, I heard that's good.
It's real good. It's real good. Yeah. So that's actually my only family I do. He here, so it's really me and him. But other than that, that's pretty much it and the kids. But I'm not moving back to New Orleans no matter what. They can't get me moved back to New Orleans.
I hear people say that. I have a good friend. She's a lawyer. Shout out to Jamaica, the lawyer. She's from New Orleans, and she said that the hurricane, when that happened, that was one of the best things that ever happened to her. She came out here, did a thing. She worked at a bank. I actually met her teaching, and now she's like a successful lawyer doing the thing. And she said she ain't moving back.
Nah, you're not going to move back. You're not going to move back. Well, y'all, this is Talk Me Podcast. Again, appreciate you, Justin, for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
If y'all not doing nothing, make sure y'all get her book, In Love with a Doughboy. I'm your host, Chris. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless. Good night. We out.